Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining our session today. Before we start our conversation, we'd like to play a small video to set the context for what we want to talk about. We live in a world of exponential change that we have talked about in the last 2 days, yesterday and today, a lot. Change that brings anxiety for many people. A change that also brings a lot of excitement and ideas to put in practice. And this change brings also a lot of opportunities for organizations that are bold, that organizations that are willing to start the conversations about strategy, about innovation, organizations that are willing to take action. Today with Asahi, we are to embark on a narrative which is not about technology. It's about the human-centric design and innovation in business. It's a story of transformation, of ambition, of foresight, which is a story of transformation which is as bold as it is inspirational. It's a story, a narrative which starts with a very clear purpose, creating meaningful connections, and goes into a reality where humans are not only participants, but also the central figures in AI transformation. I'm very happy to moderate today the discussion and to say thank you to Zdenka and Bhuvan, who are I would like to invite to introduce themselves.
Good noon, it is. I'm Zdenka Mocová. I'm Czech, based in Prague. I'm in HR for over 20 years, and I've dedicated the last 5.5 to the digitalization of HR in Asahi Europe and International. It started with fixing the basis. So we were implementing SAP SuccessFactors, and I'm really excited that the journey still continues and is actually evaluated to bring AI solutions to HR in our organization. And I work on that with Bhuvan, his team, with our partners. So in my role, I make sure that the technology, the AI solutions are really enabling the people processes, as well as fostering the culture of innovation, of diversity, inclusion, and meaningful connections.
Thank you, Zdenka, and thanks, Aurelia. My name is Bhuvan Panwar. I head the technology innovation for Asahi Europe and International. But before I go any further, I think it is important for most of you or all of you to know who we are. We own some of the global brands like Asahi Dry, Pilsner Urquell, Peroni, which means we brew beer. And we also brew non-alcoholic, ready-to-drink, mixed-drink beer across 8 of our markets in 19 breweries. And we have the size of about 10,000 people, those who are very passionate about what we do as our product. And we really enjoy bringing that joy to our consumers as well, almost every day. We operate out of 80 markets, and we're part of a Japanese group called Asahi Group. And now coming back to me, I'm with the company for about 5 years now. My job has been, from the day one, is to innovate, is to inspire, is to bring the best out of the people and creating meaningful connections across the ecosystem. That being said, suppliers, partners, customers, employee, consumers, and so on. So I go across all of our functions in the organization, and really working with Zdenka and other people is part of my day in, day out job. That's about me. I'm an Indian, but I'm living in Czech Republic now, in Prague, enjoying a beautiful city and also hospitality of Pilsner Urquell. That's about me and the company. Back to you, Aurelia.
Thank you, thank you. I would like to kick off the conversation by asking you, Bhuvan, to share how did you start the generative AI journey in Asahi?
Yeah, maybe I'll talk not only about generative AI, but I talk about digital transformation journey of Asahi itself. It started back in 2020 when I joined the company, and even before that, the strategy work that happened. And then us, visionary CIO, had a vision of creating an organization which is looking into the digital tools to enable our business, enable our people, and also engage with our customers and consumers more proactively. Generative AI came really last year, when we were introduced by Microsoft and the word of OpenAI, the ChatGPTs and the copilots. And this is where we took a bold step. Number one, why? Because it was aligned to our digital transformation strategy that we want to bring it to our employees, the digital tool that they can use every day and make their life easier and also more productive. Second, it was also a way to test the water, as everybody was. So ChatGPT was launched. In 1 week, you had 100 million subscribers, which never happened in the history of any technology which was introduced. If you go back, you look at telephones, mobile phones, Facebook, and such other technology platforms or technologies itself, it took them several years to be on that speed and magnitude. But I think for us, it was very important to test the water. And we developed this program of Copilot with Microsoft and EY together. Day one, we know what we want to get out of it, not necessarily only looking at the upskilling the employees, but also what impact will it make it to their day in the life. Yeah, so that kind of, let's say a little nugget to our journey. But of course, there is more to share. And as we'll speak, I'll speak about that in the later part of the conversation. Yeah.
I would like to now go to Zdenka. And can you share the digital recruiter experience that you have, as we have also, have it in the subject of our fire chat?
Mm-hmm. So before I talk about the digital recruiter, I have a question to the audience. So can you guys please raise your hand if you are HR or non-tech? Okay, not much of the diversity in the room, some, yes. All right, so the digital recruiter, it's the initiative, the first AI initiative, which we have introduced for HR and our hiring managers. We are live in a couple of countries, and we are actually rolling to the other markets right now. The digital recruiter, it is a clear testament on our commitment to excellence and diversity in our people. With the digital recruiter now, we have access to data, so we can analyze a wide range of data. We can identify candidates not only based on the experience, competency, and skills they have, but we can also look how they fit to our culture. We can also assess, if they share the same values for the innovation and for the diversity. From my point of view, the digital recruiter is really invaluable. We have, as I mentioned, we have access to data. We have dashboards which are helping us to tackle, mitigate, or resolve challenges which we have with recruiting. Obviously, there are many, as you might know. With digital recruiter, we are also limiting the unconscious bias as we are automating parts, for example, of the pre-screening processes. We have increased the experience of our candidates, but also applicants. The process is now more efficient, it's more engaging. And obviously, we have, with automating some parts of the process, we have also released hands, and we have gave extra time to our talent acquisition teams so they can have meaningful conversations with the candidates, they can talk about their aspiration, and they can making sure the fit is there, benefiting both sides, the candidate and the organization. We can also now actually not only hire people who are ready now, but we can spend more time discussing the potential, the aspirations. So we are making sure we are hiring actually workforce which is also fit for the future. In a sense, digital recruiter, it's not only like a hiring tool. Of course, it's technology, it is leveraging the artificial intelligence, being, of course, perfectly aligned with the strategy we have. But I think the digital recruiter, its great benefit is also the fact that it's fostering the culture we aim to deliver. It's fostering the culture of the innovation, it's fostering the culture of diversity.
Yeah, and maybe I'll just compliment, like you just rightly said, it's not just about the technology itself, but I think how we are now generating the experience, which wasn't possible before. Yeah, the candidate has to travel all the way from where he lives to our breweries to drop the paper of CVs, only for that. Yeah, you can imagine this, how painful it is. But now, on the click of a web page, he's on a chatbot, he can just simply take a picture of a CV, upload it, and then it doesn't ends there, the experience. The experience is back with him on his WhatsApp. So we'll use the technology to not to let go that loop of engagement with our candidate, but rather elevate the experience. And I think it is very important for me to have Zdenka with us also on the stage talking about this, because this is the crux of the conversation. Yeah, Zdenka doesn't care about this is with LLM Meta, this is with LLM OpenAI or OpenSea. What Zdenka really cares is, am I giving back the time to the recruiters to invest in the more productive and valuable discussions, or am I able to reduce the time of my recruitment from 3 months to 20 days to 15 days and so on, right? And how am I keeping it engaging, elevating experience, and removing biasness with our candidates? So that's kind of just to give you the context. This is not just about technology, but also about the experiences. And Zdenka is one of our council members who's also looking forward to this kind of conversation here. Back to you.
Thank you. Asahi is one of the early adopters of Microsoft Copilot 365, and I remember last year at the same event, exchanging the first ideas on how you want to enable the organization to make for the business, the use to make it more efficient. Can you share a little bit more insights how you have enabled the users?
Yeah, I mean, look, we are, as I said, 10,000 people. And I can tell you 7,000 to 8,000 people are busy either producing the beer or managing our warehouses or supply chain and logistics and talking to the sales, right? So there are 3,000 people, those who are the brain of these rest of the people, right? And they need to focus on how to make effective route to market plan for them, how to communicate to them the brand strategy, how to ensure that they're getting training material delivered to them on time so that they can have the right conversation with their customers. And all of that suddenly started to look possible when we started to explore the Copilot in the beginning. We took about 3 months when Microsoft came to us, and I was of the opinion that what is in it for our people, yeah? How CPG can benefit from it. A lot of this discussion like GDPR concerns were also hovering around. But Microsoft was also very quick to resolve some of those technical challenges. And then for us, it was engaging, people like Zdenka and other functions and markets to give us their interested and excited people, those who were dealing already with ChatGPT, and become part of the community. So we built the community of 300 people across our functions, deliver the program for them for prompt engineering in 8 sessions. Every session was running for like 4 hours. So you can imagine getting the person out of the business committed to a training. It already says a lot, yeah? They are interested and they want to invest in the future. And now where we are, we're talking about now what KPIs that we can impact now in their business performances. How can I also develop a persona now using the Copilot? So I think the first part of the journey, or until now, is all about getting people excited, getting people hands-on, getting people learn how the prompt engineering is happening and what to expect from the chat, from the Copilot across the Office 365. The next step of the journey, together with Microsoft and EY, is to also define personas in the functions, in the market, where ChatGPT or Copilot can deliver even higher benefits. Yeah? So basically, we truly want to bring the Copilot essence of the Microsoft tool. Yeah? Some people ask me at times that, oh, look, I got this outcome, but I don't trust. And I said, how do you manage the trust, yeah? If you're working with your colleague, yeah? If you download the data from SAP, if you download the data from Salesforce, or any other technology, for an example. They say, I double check, I validate, I do this. And I said exactly what you're supposed to do, also with the outcome of the copilot. So it is also kind of telling them that the copilot is not the pilot. Copilot is the copilot, as it says in the word as well. And I think it's not there to replace them. Many people fear that the copilot is going to replace them. But as an organization, as me in my role, and Zdenka, we are saying it's going to augment your role. Yeah? It's going to bring the best out of your productivity, going to create more space for you to interact with the right people, and also add efficiency back into the business. But now the step number 2 is really to understand the persona, impact into the P&L. Yeah.
If I can add on this a little bit from the human point of view again. So you might have noticed we're talking about meaningful connections, and creating meaningful connections is actually the purpose of our company. And I think even the copilot is reflecting on that, because with the tool, we actually are enhancing the experience. We are releasing and reducing the time people need to spend on non-added value activities, and then can actually really focus on good quality conversations, teamwork, and collaboration.
Yeah. So apart from Copilot, now that you mentioned this one, coming back to the purpose, right? Creating meaningful connections. How do you ensure that other initiatives with generative AI are really focusing and supporting this purpose?
So in AI, we always place people in the center of all the operations. Therefore, any digital initiatives, AI included, are really carefully designed the way that they do enhance the human experience within the organization. Probably no surprise, we look at the technology or how the technology can serve the people, not the other way around. So our technologies, our AI solutions are easy, are intuitive, are user-friendly, but what is really important and what we focus on is adding value to the day-to-day work of our colleagues. Another aspect we always look at is the communication and collaboration, especially in those hybrid work settings. Also, Bhuvan mentioned in how many markets we are, so people are really working across continents, across time zones. So we always implement AI and GenAI initiatives which are breaking the silos, which are supporting the good collaboration of our colleagues.
Thank you very much. As we are here to share ideas and inspire other organizations to take similar steps, I want to ask you, Bhuvan, to share some critical success factors that you noticed in the journey you have so far.
Sure, and I absolutely, first of all, resonates with Unilever's journey as well, what Emma was talking about. And I felt like a deja vu moment, because when Emma was speaking, I was listening, and I'm like, okay, she's done 90% of the job of my talk, because that's exactly how we are also progressing. And I see the CPG companies or non-tech companies are heading into that direction already now. And I think this is also equally important for us. So I see, or I divide our transformation journey into two, let's say, halves of a movie. The first half was really about getting everybody excited, inspiring people, bringing some test and learns and saying that this is possible, value generation, et cetera, et cetera. The second half now is we're changing the focus. Yeah, we don't want to work on 100 technologies and thousands of use cases and unlimited discussion with people. We rather want to focus on 5 emerging technologies as Asahi, and those 5 emerging technologies are really about generative AI. Also about the digital twin, as well as machine as a customer, looking at immersive experiences, which is the top 10 trends that every one of us here want to be immersed in an experience or want to be part of an experience. Last but not the least, community of practice for everyday AI. And these are our 5 focus areas now that we want to bring innovation to Asahi using these 5 technologies. Having said that, really the focus on the big elephant in the room is generative AI, not necessarily AI. Yeah? And when I'm talking to EY or many other consultants, I'm always hearing the both of them together, but then I'm also hearing in the other voice how big generative AI is going to become. And my challenge and my question back to them is always let's just focus on this peripheral of generative AI and see how can generative AI bring the value, because we know in this room what AI could potentially do, but we are not sure about generative AI. Yeah, we know it is democratized by ChatGPT, by Copilot, but then how to drive a decision-built enterprise where generative AI can have multi-agentic conversation, and you can leave some decisions of upstream and downstream influences on the multi-agents, yeah, which means they have a golden thread of a journey. That requires a discussion. Cognizant said yesterday that they have 18,000 tasks across 1,000 jobs, which they think are either connected or have golden threads between them that can be digitized by generative AI. So that's exactly our discussion is. Then we are also looking at the three principles what Emma was sharing, maybe another one I will add. We actually formed a Digital Innovation Council now. And that Digital Innovation Council now has people like Zdenka, like for an example, representing HR, but not just HR as a function, but also learning and development to help create a future workforce. We have a plan for next 3 years that goes on the methodology of mindset, skill set, and tool set, because generally people are asking you straightforward, hey, can I get the ChatGPT and for what? Yeah, and they can't define you the use of it. So we're saying we need to kind of change the mindset. We need to then create an equity for everybody, meaning everybody gets a platform or a tool or a technology or a training of what they can do better in their role as defined by the persona. And then comes the technology that they can really use. Of course, test and learn and quick and dirty work, we can always make the tools available. But I think strategic thinking has to be there. Then we got people from supply chain manufacturing organization. We got someone from Chief Growth Officer organization. And these are all business people. Huh? They've got nothing to do with technology. And we said, I think it's time to shift the gear. So I think the technology has to become a co-pilot itself, meaning us, me, myself, technology function, and you guys need to drive this, yeah, because this is not about SAP implementation. This is not about bringing network to the life. This is not about giving you a mobile phone or hardware. This is really about bringing the value into your business functions, into your people, linking back to your business strategy. Which technology, guys? I have no clue. Yeah, no clue. I can just build my GenAI strategy, which I'm building, but I have no clue what marketing want to do with next year with the Rugby World Cup, with Asahi Dry in Japan. What Pironi wants to do with Ferrari in the next 3 years, how they want to go all over the world and create the visibility. I don't know. What they want to do with the marketing services, no visibility, yeah? And that's why these guys, they need to come here, embed like these 5 emerging technologies into their business strategies, into their organization, and this is where we need to act as an enabler. So the first step where we are in the journey is developing this innovation council community, Zdenka and others, and then basically with them form the vision of innovation for the organization. Not limit ourselves only to these 5 technology, but what is the purpose of us to innovate, yeah? It has to solve some purpose. Otherwise, we will innovate for the sake of doing nothing, yeah? That's where we are. And this should also lead to some impact into the P&L. That's the EBITDA, what Kevin was saying. I can't share the number, but also the impact on the EBITDA that finance colleagues in the council can basically go back and defend. Why do I need a budget of X million euros for the next 5 years? Yeah, so that's kind of where we are right now with the council, first step. But the second step is also about, doing prototyping with generative AI, bringing quick wins, developing skills inside the organization, onboarding some outside skills as well, and then look at the North Star. But all of this is also, more and more, I think, going to be possible if we also embed some of the principle of DE&I, for an example. These are all diverse group of people that I'm bringing into the conversation. This is not just a conversation with CEO, yeah, but this is a conversation with the diverse group of people, diverse mindset, diverse experience, diverse age group, etc., into this council, yeah, and then giving everybody that equity to be able to contribute to this purpose, and creating the inclusive environment where everybody can, ask questions, pose the challenge, and so on, right?
Yeah. So, conscious of time, very last question for Zdenka and then you. What are your plans for the future in 1 minute max, from talent management perspective and from innovation perspective?
Okay, so from the HR perspective, it is about empowering the people to grow with the organization as it evolves. And it's about education, and I think this was resonating during the previous panels as well. We need to educate people on the AI, we need to educate people in the digital world. So talent management plays a really critical role, as we need to support our digital initiatives, with the culture which is fostering continuous learning, continuous innovation. So it is about the digital fluency, it's about the digital fitness. Digital fluency, it is about really being adaptable, being innovative. Digital fitness is the literacy, is the base. It is really the competency people need to have to use the technology. So we need to actually upskill our colleagues to make sure they're capable of leveraging the technologies which they are equipped with. So as Bhuvan mentioned, with the mindset, skill set and tool set, we are coming or starting with a plan, with a program. At the beginning of the program, we will do the skill assessment, and we voluntarily volunteer and start in pilot in HR this year. And we will look on where we are in terms of the digital skills, from both point of view, employee and the organization. So I, as employee, I will learn what are the gaps I'm having, what is it actually, what is the motivation I should use the technology, maybe what are the blockers, what is also the relationship with the technologies. And the organization, obviously, knowing and understanding the individual gaps, we can set up the plan. What I would like to highlight, we want to be, we want to ensure equity. So we will not do one plan serves all. We will really look into the individual needs of the colleagues. The assessment will also help us to see how we are standing against the benchmarks. It will help us to identify the digital heroes, because we have people who are very advanced and who can help us. And last but not least, we will also gain, the insights into the digital culture in AI.
Thank you, Zdenka. I think maybe the last idea.
Maybe just very quickly, what's the job to be done? That needs to be defined by the Innovation Council members, and rest all Zdenka said, yeah?
So
maybe before we finish, I want to leave you guys with the thought of a seed of innovation. It's a nice small video. Have a look at it, and maybe this is for you to take it back from here, from our session here.
Bhuvan and Aurelia. No questions. We'll have to answer this. Thank you. Outstanding panel. Now we go to another presentation. I'm pleased to introduce the presentation of the topic, Resolving the Paradox, How to Maximize AI Performance Without Compromising on Sustainability. Your speaker for this session will be Chris Ott, Director, Sales Engineering, EMEA, WEAA. Wow, what an introduction. Come on, Chris, your music is playing. I need walk-up music like that myself,